Yeah.
She did not tell me.
Hi. So right now it's just me and Rob here in the shop. Say hi, Rob.
Hi.
And you know how on like reality shows, there's this big project that has to get done in like one day, and you're like, well, that's fake. That never really happens. Well, we have a giant project we have to get done in one day, which is a Yeti costume. I'm working on the head. I want some old-fashioned build-up for it. I'll show that. I want to get it based, but watch Rob work on hands. Explain what you're doing.
We're turning these
Mini horns
from a lope into fingertips for the Yeti. So basically, I'm taking foam, I'm trimming the fit, putting a hole in there so the actor can slip their finger on it. I'm going to take hot glue and secure it once they're all done. I know riveting stuff here, I'll tell you. No one said being the life of a monster maker was glorious.
You know what? I am amazed I didn't just cuss like crazy on camera, because I'm going to put this t-shirt
I'm
on.
glad you didn't.
And I grabbed this t-shirt, which has a giant fishing lure in it, and I barbed myself. Look at that.
Ow. For those of you who don't know, Al is an avid fisherman when time allows.
Whopper plopper, which is a wonderful lure, not wonderful to get on your hand, for the record.
He likes to fish.
I do.
He just doesn't get it to do it enough.
The camera's on you, so I can change my shirt.
Woo! There's a real party going on behind that camera.
You're missing the sexy time.
Woo! The hardest part about this process is cutting the hole in the middle. About $1 every time.
A very sexy body.
Very sexy.
If you think biscuit dough is sexy. Okay. Thought I'd change to something more subtle and more my style. All right, so I just got to base this guy out. I'm going to tape off the LEDs so I don't. Boy, that really got me good, Barb.
Okay.
Yeah.
You tape it. Put some glue on it.
Nah, that'll be fine.
Rub some dirt
So
in it.
yeah, this guy's dry now. This is just cotton batting. Let me show you the head. So this is a pair of my foam horns that I then put a pair of elope horns on the end of, so that this is just this massive horned creature. And you probably can't really see the build-up sculpt much on there because of the coloring, but once we start painting it, I think you'll be able to see the design. Just putting a little bit of tape over the end of that LED, and that'll protect it enough. And I'm going to protect the masks that are behind it so I don't spray paint them. So I don't spray paint. I'm not going to base this. I'm just saying spray paint because I'm using the big, the black Harbor Freighter brush. No, I'm not. I'm going to use the big sprayer.
The sprayer is cleared and filled with paint, ready to go.
Great.
I used it earlier.
What'd you use it on?
Inbred and the cat.
Cool. Air compressor's on?
Yep. Everything should be ready for you. All this glitter.
Now that he's all black, you know, that look is a little more easy to see. It's tough to pick it out when it's different colors. Anybody on? I haven't even looked. Hi, everybody. In just a little bit, you read the title Yeti Feet. Well, Eeyore, Yeti Feet are coming up. I'm going to be doing Yeti Feet tonight. If there's a part of a Yeti you want to see, we're going to make it. No red rockets, though. We're not doing that on this one.
Turn to the next one.
Hello, Scotland. Well, a bull's horn would adhere and stay, and I have used real bull horns on Minotaur masks in the past. You have to have a good understructure or a thing to attach. I cut a circle of wood out, and I attached them to a baseball helmet. And that's what I made my Minotaur masks off of way back. Now I would do EVA foam all the way. All the way. Hello, Dave. Hello, Psycho Axeman. Hello, Grey House Haunts. Again, there's the elope horns that I attached to the end of horns that I made from EVA foam. EVA foam horns have resin over them to harden them up. And so I could add ridges in that make them match these horns pretty well. And I'm going to spray paint these two with actual spray paint. Spray paint is bad for the latex. The propellant in there is bad over time. So, yeah, I'm going to go for it. I'm spraying these horns pink metallic, and I'm going to do a brown wash over that. Actually, Mike's Haunted Woodworks, I had to go buy another gallon of resin. Well, it's epoxy, it's not resin. I had to go buy another gallon of it. So I bought a gallon of the West epoxy, and then I bought a gallon of the hardener. It's pricey, but it is good stuff. I mean, it's just it's the easiest to work with. It has a lot of advantages. Well, I'll wear this one. I don't see my mask anywhere. But I'm trying to be better about wearing a mask.
Good idea.
I want to live. Hey, look at my mask. Under some foam. Surprise. And this is a very comfortable mask. Now, I realize that this mask isn't rated for everything that I do, but I'm wearing something. If I can get in the habit of wearing this now, then I will be better about wearing the proper masks, hopefully down the road. Right? Right. Yeah, that's what was I doing? I was spray painting these horns pink. That's what we do. All intimidating monsters start with pink horns.
Oh, if I saw this monster running down me in an alley, I wouldn't care what color it's going.
Yeah. And they're not going to stay pink. They're only pink right now. Doing a brown wash over them. Okay. A fan and It's a fan on top of a heater, and that blows warm air right onto that stool where he will sit.
Until he is.
Okay. So he's drying.
Do they know why you're making it?
I'm making a Yeti for dark hour haunted houses, Falls. We're open tomorrow night. I've made a lot of other things, and now it's time to really focus on the Yeti. And I've gotten a good bit of it done, but not all of it. Ezekiel, you don't have to apologize for being late to a YouTube live. You're very courteous. If I didn't know you were Australian, I would think you were Canadian.
Bring donuts.
Taking my friends in the other room, Rob.
Huh?
I'm taking my friends into the other room. Okay, so I'm in here because I have a little bit to do in here. Oh, we made a really cool muscle suit at work for this guy, but it's not skinned or anything yet, so that's going to happen. Haired, skinned, all that. When I was deciding on fingers, I was using these. This is where all my patterns are, so I'm going to grab a pattern that I need. Lucky all the stilt patterns are on top. When Lexi is here, I might have her transfer this to paper, but right now these are tape patterns. I'm going through my scrap and seeing if I can use scrap for this instead of pristine new foam. Wouldn't it be nice? Yeah, there we go. And on my pattern it says what it is, and it says 4 of 4. This one says 3 of 4, 1 of 4, 2 of 4. So I know if I don't have all 4 of those parts, then I don't have everything that I need. Artists are not normally the best at organization, but as I get better at it, I'm doing better work, you know? Gotta grab a Sharpie, I'll be right back. Okay. So I'm going to lose the corner of this. That's okay. Just a little nippy corner, no big deal. Later, I will most certainly grab my computer and we can then put the comments up on the big screen. Till then, going back to the old squint at the phone technique of answering comments. Okay, so that guy is set. And I need to do 2 of those. two stilts. I don't have to flip it because the stilts are identical. Hello from Kingman, Arizona. Awesome videos. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Going. Hey, Fondayan. Good to see you. Where do you get those at? What are you thinking about? Oh, the horns? I think you asked that when he was showing the horns. Elope is the company name, like you're eloping. Elope is the company name, and a lot of different people sell them on eBay. I buy them right from the company so I can buy wholesale because I resell them. So, but elope on eBay, and a big set of horns, they're about 20 bucks. They're actually a pretty good value to a mask or make a headdress or whatever. Skullberg, I didn't expect you to buy me a gallon. That stuff is expensive, but it's awesome, and I use it all the time. So, all right, so there we go. Very good. No problem. If you're going to help somebody named Psycho Axeman. That's just a good rule of thumb. You don't want to piss off someone whose name is Psycho Axeman. They're subtly trying to tell you something. So all of these get cut at a 45. Like most of my patterns get cut straight down, but these are all at a 45 out when I cut them. Now I have big pieces of foam, big-ish. They're cut off, but still, right here. And I know that this will do it. Most of those other pieces I think are a little too big. This is just 1-inch upholstery foam, the same kind that you would cover a couch with. You can, of course, pin these down when you're doing them, when you're tracing them. I'm not, because I have a whole Yeti costume to make in a very short amount of time. Just going. Also, I've done this a lot, so I'm used to it. If you are nervous, then by all means, pin it down, because you can have a little bit of drift if you're not careful. But I feel confident that this pattern will come out okay, even though I am not putting it down. 1, 4, 3, and 2 will fit on one of these guys, I think. Foam when I can use scraps. We do have Lexi will be coming over later. I think she's due here about 7. She might be held up because of the rain. I'm not sure. And Rue Newman, who works with us at Dark Hour now, he will be coming up also, as he is in town. He lives closer to Houston than he does to here, which is about 4 hours away. But he comes up to work the Dark Hour shows. And all these hash marks, they help me line this up later. Okay, so there's 1. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. But now I need to do them again because there are 2 stilts. And I know I have to cut at an angle. Normally I'd go as close as I could to that one I traced out. But now I want to give it room. So I'm going to bevel cut these. And I've got to have room for that bevel cut. And I'm being a little generous because I know that this can be tight. Yes, I have a video showing how to create, well, I'm showing patterns right now. Well, Dan, I'm actually working on that. I am trying to get better upload speed. Most places really aren't prepared for you to do a lot of uploading. You know, when you're uploading, I'm broadcasting, you know. My internet speed is fine for downloading. I can watch Netflix no problem. But I am making video. And I just don't have a good speed for it. I live out in the country right now. You know, maybe I can finagle this to where this is something that I make a little bit of money on, and I can do stuff like that. So 1B, I need 2B, and then I'm set. 2B, or not 2B. It's 2B, I checked. Now see, this guy, I kind of scrummed myself because I didn't leave a lot of room there. I went into Alan's habit of maximizing space as opposed to leaving bevel cut room. I mean, I think I got enough to do it. It won't hurt the suit. Now, the precision that you put your hash marks in with, it's fairly important because that's what's telling you where these things line up when you're making a pattern. If Scott Colhart is on, then hopefully he can post a link to me making a helmet pattern. And making a helmet pattern is the same as making a full body, only I'm just doing the head. Okay. So this is a decent amount of table space. I'm going to grab a razor blade and come back here to cut out because a lot of my tables are grab a little box of Persona blades. The foam heads are just for the foam heads are for when I make masks and I have to put them on a shelf or a rack. I'll put them on a head. You know, see there's some foam mat heads there, and that's a holding system for extra masks or whatever. So there you go. Persona blades, don't mess around with these things. Danger, 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 danger. Doing a big cut at first. I will get, of course, closer, but right now I just want to get that foam free of this piece, so this piece can go out of the way. Now I can work and approach and all that stuff. All right, so I said I was bevel cutting these. You can see that I bevel cut them. They flare out from the piece. This marking will be on the inside. Tops and bottoms don't get beveled, but the sides do. Okay. It's a lot easier for me to keep that bevel cut when I pull it down. So I always cut the left side first. I free it from the foam. I flip it over. I don't try and go up. I don't have any control that way. Work with your body on things. Don't work against your body. Don't try and push cut away from you. Pull cut. Just flip your piece. Now, what's awesome is this whole table will rotate. It's a rotating table. I've got it clamped off to this post right now so it doesn't rotate. But when you really have to control and you can't move around the piece very well, it's nice to be able to have the piece be able to move. And again, the end cuts, I'm just doing it 90 degrees. I'm not doing anything fancy with them. This Persona blade is starting to drag just a little bit. So I'll probably get through this piece and the next one with this blade, and then I'm going to need another blade. Sometimes you can just flip it over and use a different side. Often I'll mark the side that I'm using if I'm doing a lot of cutting. So I know I made that side dull, now I can dull the other side. But right now it's cool out, so the side that's warm is the one I've been using. These are laser sharp. So I have just started reading the Necroscope series. It's a horror series by Brian Lumley. It was big a few years back, you know. I think there's 15 books in the series, but I'm on book number 1. It's kind of starting slow. I like my Monster Magic stuff to just happen. And this one is going, it's a slow intro into it. And I think I want it a little faster paced. But it's a neat series. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it. Okay. All right, so that is that piece. Let's check. You never drag a weld. Looking for the helmet. Yes, I understand that. There are a few named Shop Hangout. I get you. Dan, I've read all of the Monster Hunters International books. MHI, you know, with their little smiley face with devil horns. They are that's a good book series. I've read every single one of those, so I'm on top of it. It's exactly what I like stuff. That's what I like, that kind of stuff. Monsters and real world. If you haven't read the Joe Ledger series, check that out. Really cool, like top of the line science mixed with monsters. You know, it's kind of cool stuff. Yes, it's going to be a ton of iron grip and hair. You're absolutely right. I'm using fabric for a skin, but there's so much hair on this guy that's a big deal too. Hello, Richard. Yes, I am live. The necroscope, it's starting a little slow for me. But again, I'm used to, oh, what is happening? Oh, I did something weird. Okay, I have like all these weird filters and things. No, don't do that. Don't do that. This is bad. Never should have touched that button. Normal, okay. I found normal. Normal's my favorite. Let's I fixed it. Yes. And you guys probably couldn't see any of that. It was wanting me to do all these filters.
She brought those ridiculously good ham and cheese sliders.
Oh, I love ridiculously good ham and cheese sliders. That should be their new official name.
They are ridiculous.
Hey, give Rue a call and see what's going on with him. Where he's at.
All right.
Okay, I'm dragging right now with this blade. This blade's not as sharp as it should be. So, I only have 2 more pieces to cut out. I'll probably just suffer through it. But using a dull blade, that's when you're going to cut yourself. Because it drags, or you're guessing how it's going to cut, and then it catches, and then it really cuts well, and then you lost a finger. So, use a sharp blade whenever you can. You don't drag a weld, huh? Or you push a weld. That's interesting. Con! Hey, Linda. I do the same, but I use audiobooks because I have an hour drive back and forth to work. So I'll get through, a 10-hour book, in less than a week. I might do, a book and a half a week. So yeah, I go through a lot of books too. I don't like to listen to the radio. If I can learn something, even if it's fiction, I like fiction. And I prefer to do that. I have, Keith. I've used an electric turkey knife. I'm not carving big chunks right now. I'm cutting sheet. So those blades work really well for just cutting sheet foam. I find that, not hitting the table is tough. So I've read all the Dresden Files books, including like the side story ones, which are actually pretty good. I have read all of the Dresden Files. It's going to be a white Yeti, Keith. A white Yeti. It picks up about 100 pages in. That's good to know. Okay. Let's go back into the other room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means I have all my pattern pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means that I can put these back in the envelope, put them back in the filing cabinet, and I'll have them for next time. That may be a wrestling belt. Yes, that's a belt of mine. I actually taught English wrestling at a Renaissance festival. I had a show that I did, so that's why I've got that. Lexi, hello. Hey, you're on the YouTubes.
Okay.
All the tubes.
I got my glasses back here.
I see that. And you see that too.
I can see them.
So where were your glasses?
So, sometime in October, after we went out to eat and do karaoke, I had like one drink too many, and I set them up down on the table and forgot them until after the bar was closed. I was like,
And you didn't go back to that bar until recently?
No. I went back to the bar. They didn't have them. I gone back and asked them, called them.
Oh.
I called them the next day and was like, "Give my glasses." Apparently, one of the regulars, her daughter, grabbed them drunk thinking they were hers. She doesn't wear glasses, so I don't know why she didn't wear hers.
A lot of drunk people at the bar, Lexi.
She was at the
I don't
same
know how
bar.
I feel about this.
She was at the same karaoke bar I was at the other night. And
Said, hey, I took your drunk
She's like,
glasses.
"Oh, I have your glasses."
Great. All right. So Lexi, your mission. Should you choose to accept? Actually, this is your only choice.
Okay.
You don't really. You have to accept it.
All right.
So these are interior covers for the Stilt.
Okay.
See how that goes?
Yes.
All right. Well, there's 4 pieces. Make a whole one.
Okay.
And I want you to glue them together.
On over the stilt or glue them together and put
1A,
them on the stilt?
4A, 3A, 2A. Glue them together on the outside. You're going to use the air thing and this gun
Okay.
that has glue in it.
Okay.
Now, all right, let me tell you guys this while I'm telling these guys this. See these? I'll probably never buy these again.
Yeah, they suck.
Well, I've been using those for latex paint forever, right? And I've been using these for contact cement, foam and fabric adhesive, and foam fabric adhesive and latex. This, shooting out the foam and fabric adhesive, works amazing. So, this is probably what I'll be using from here on out. And it makes really cool spider webs. I've been walking in the spider web.
Like you showed them last time.
Yeah. Oh, you were here. So I told you this.
Yes.
Great.
And now you're spraying spider webs all over the place. Yep.
Don't spray it over the cookies,
Okay,
Alex.
so they're delicious cookies. So
They're gonna be glued.
you have your task, you have your glue, bring them over here so you can knock the TV off with the hose.
Oh man, that was my plan.
We're in
That
all
was
our
my
dreams.
plan.
Okay. Well, I still run it at about 80 psi because I just leave it on, coming straight out of the gun. But probably 60 is what I think I have it set on. But yes, it works really well. Hey, John, good to see you on, sir. Yes, Keith said in October what had happened was, yes, a lot of good things get lost in October.
Honestly,
A lot of sleep.
in October?
Who sleeps in October?
Oh, sleep gets lost.
Spider hops, that's right.
Why is that's scary?
You can shoot glitter out of that airbrush.
No.
Isn't that good to know?
That's.
Yeah, you can do the makeup for 80 strippers in like 20 minutes.
Why are we leaving glitter open? Is another.
Just to freak you out.
Ugh.
So I'm gonna go get my computer so that I can snack. I'm gonna eat a ham sandwich.
Oh my god, these ham sandwiches.
Delicious.
Where do you get your red hot glue?
Gluesticks.com. GLU dash STIX. Gluesticks.com.
Okay. Because where I get it, it's way overpriced.
Yeah.
And I don't think they have red. They have like brown
No,
and green.
I buy like five pounds at a time too. If you want some red glue sticks, I got some.
I would probably steal some.
Just take 5 or 6.
And you can finish it.
I'll be back. While I'm gone, Rob's going to tell a story.
Want to tell a story?
The coolest thing he did last week at work.
I don't know. Can I show pictures?
Sure.
So I'm very happy. Normally, as someone who works in the haunted house industry, we tend to make things as horrific, scary, claustrophobic, and terrifying as possible. But we're doing Wreck the Halls, which is our Christmas show. And so I live with 4 women, glitter everywhere. Yes.
Oh.
So
I was like, you live with
I
women
got.
now? What?
I don't live with women.
Yeah, somebody else does.
Yeah.
I figured that out.
So what I got to do was paint an ice skating pond,
Which looks awesome, by the way.
which I'm very happy with. We got to use Umbra painting techniques I don't normally get to do in a haunted house, but that's what I'm talking about. So it looks frozen. It reflects light really well, and then we went through and painted all the stuff. This is me and two other guys. Now the light doesn't do it well, but under black light, unfortunately, there's a hard line right there. But you can see there's a Aurora Borealis up there in the corner that we put in that only shows up in black light. We're very happy about that. A lot of work into that one. We also made a 14-foot Christmas tree,
Which is awesome.
which we really enjoyed doing. It's pretty large. The theme of our haunted house this year is, or for Wreck the Halls, it's the war between Santa and Krampus. And Santa's animated all the toys, and the elves are like striking and fighting, and it's this huge combat zone. So one of the things we got going on is our swan. We have a Rambo snowman. The high tower that all lights up with Christmas lights. You can see them like that's normally our pond, but there's a line of snow and not snow because the heat of Krampus melts all the snow, and then you got all the other guys.
Do we have an extra apron?
No, maybe. I would look on there.
That we
There's a little touch I like. Snowman's head on a pike.
I like not being covered in
You do what you can. Let's see what else we got. But yeah, it's been crazy fun at work recently. We've been building a lot of stuff, going nuts. We just finished a show last Friday. And so now we're doing the final dressings. Now I do have to go into work tomorrow. We open tomorrow. And wow, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, what?
Ezekiel. He sent me a message.
What?
Recently, I did this last week. It is a dress form Christmas tree. Very happy about that,
You did
actually. Yeah,
Awesome.
really like it. There's a picture of our 14-foot Christmas tree. You can see there's a gap there. You'd have to come to the show so I could tell you why that gap was there, but I'm not going to online. And yeah, just been busy. This is my Christmas tree at my home.
Awesome. Oh,
Yeah, it's my Christmas Krampus.
you're a weird man.
I'm a weird man. Well, I have a cat. That would make the best mini golf course. Thank you, Keith.
What would make the
I have a
best
cat, and that cat would get up in that tree and destroy things. So I do not allow that to happen.
What told you allowed to happen?
I don't have a Christmas tree in my house. I have a Christmas Krampus.
Okay.
So he's back.
I'm almost back.
I got stuff to do.
I'm assuming this is how they go together because all the wonderful lines match up.
You can see Phil back here in the background.
Which one doesn't match up?
There's not a line.
Glitter.
Have you checked the other one?
We have cookies and sandwiches. It's so Christmas time. So Christmas time. They're good, but they're not Tam Tams.
Tim Tams.
Tim Tams will kill you.
Doesn't know you hadn't checked the other one? Okay.
Oh, is she doing them?
No,
I think Leslie's making the still covers.
that doesn't work out.
I would lay them all out first before you glue anything, so you know what you're gluing to what. These two will never be next to each other because that's the front and this is the back.
Mm-hmm.
And these two won't go next to each other because they're sides.
Now, one of the
This lined up somewhere, but
now Alan he turned me into a Christmas ham yesterday.
These two definitely line up.
you said these two definitely won't go together.
And when I say he turned
Oh,
me
yeah,
into
you're
a
right.
Christmas ham, how would
That's
straight up he turned me into a Christmas ham. Weird things I got to hear from Alan yesterday. Hey Rob, I need you to go in the back so I can glaze you. He goes,
Is that labeled wrong? That's the question.
What?
See if these match up perfectly. Are these marks the same as this mark?
so yes, I got turned into a
besides the
beautiful
one
Christmas
mark that I
ham.
said was missing, yes.
Like pineapples and cherries stabbed into it, and like grill marks, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, so yeah, this
Fantastic.
Can go together. these marks are exactly the same, except
And
for
we
the
whipped.
mark-
Alan actually came in yesterday and whipped out a gingerbread costume. Stands about this tall. The actor in it's great. It looks like a gingerbread man. It's hilarious. Made it out of
Where's that,
foam.
Lexi?
No, there's no cloves. There's no cloves on the glazed ham. On the honey baked ham.
No, no
No-
cloves.
no cloves.
Just pineapple cherry.
And it looks real.
It looks like a ham.
It looks
But
like
it's a person.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to send that video to me. Otherwise, I'm never gonna get to see it.
Yeah, on this side, neither of the marks match up.
Thanks, Chad. What's that?
Saying on this side, neither of the marks match up. All but one match up on this side.
Okay. Definitely have to mark those as top and bottom next time I do it.
Okay, so that matches up. That matches up. Okay, so it goes doop, doop, doop. Okay, cool.
He said he should.
You missed one on each, but I got it.
Okay, it's the same one.
Yeah. You mislabeled it. The B one was the one.
Got it. Great.
I can tell the temperature drop because my knee hurts. Boy.
You too?
Yeah.
I was getting hotter and hotter in here.
Don't take off all your clothes.
It's getting hot in here. Take off all our clothes.
Now, why is this coming out the side?
Because it's not like 100% clean.
Oh. Do I have to wait for this to dry before sticking it together?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, this you wait like 5 seconds.
Okay, cool.
Those sandwiches are dangerous.
Still spray both sides,
Yes.
then put them together. I gotta wait like 5 or 6
Oh,
seconds.
I have your hands.
Okay.
You want me to put those back in there?
I want you to bring in the roll of white fur.
Okay, do you want me to leave the keys in the van?
No.
Okay. Just don't let me leave here with them. You would be so angry.
Well, you would, because you'd be driving here in the morning to come get me.
Am I
I gotta be at work by 9,
Am I
so
not taking you back to dark hour tonight?
not tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, because once you leave, I'll have several hours of Yeti to still do.
Okay. Are you not working on Yeti right now? This is the glue that you said not to be stingy with, right?
Not what?
To be stingy with, right?
Right.
Okay.
How do you make this bigger?
See the three dots in the right hand corner?
This bigger.
Click that. Pop out chat.
Yes. Wonderful. Okay, good. See, now I can see comments without doing that. Isn't that good? Better, at least? Okay, so what have we got here? What's a good material to make armor for a costume? Think of being Don Quixote. Don't let out your ears with a glue gun. Yes. For your costume, use EVA foam. It's floor mats from Harbor Freight. I don't know if you have Harbor Freight where you're at, but floor mats make a great armor. EVA foam. Really good stuff. Walmart sells them. Everybody sells them. You can get the foam in Costa Rica. Later on, I'll look for a source for you, but I'm sure it's there. And yep, silver spray paint works just fine. Keith, you're kind of giving bad information right now. EVA foam, polyethylene foam, spray paints are fine on. What you're thinking of is EPS, expanded polystyrene, or extruded polystyrene, which is the white foam board and the pink foam board. Great stuff foam you can spray paint, EVA foam you can spray paint. Most of the foams you can spray paint, only not EPS, expanded polystyrene, styrofoam, or extruded polystyrene, pink foam. But yes, metallic paint on styrofoam will go right through it like crazy, like alien blood. Okay. There we go. All right, so back to work. Let's go see if the Yeti head is dry. Yeti head is dry. Yeti head is dry. I think it's dry enough, as they say in France.
France?
I don't think they say that.
So
Someone had. One of my nice